Jackson! 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 Can you grab my coffee from the microwave? Where is it? Aww. Can you grab my coffee from the microwave? Thank you. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I am cold. Here comes the husband. Thank you. I said thank you. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How are you all doing? Happy New Year to you too, Joby. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I'm not going to put any makeup on today because I don't feel like it. But anyway, I have a bunch of stuff to do today. I'm freezing, but that's nothing new about me. I'm freezing every day. But anyway, I was talking to a girlfriend of mine last night when I was walking, and oh, Cammie, I'm so glad you love it. Thank you for ordering it. It's a great cross. I do love it. It's actually stuck inside my sweater. There we go. Thank you, Stephanie Mack, for listening to the podcast. I love that you're loving it. Okay. So anyway, I was talking to my girlfriend last night while I was walking in the freezing cold. Okay? Because I'm trying to move my body more and I'm trying to get 20,000 steps a day. I have to do my push-ups, which I'm going to do in a second. So if you're going to do push-ups with me, just know we're going to do them in a second. All right. Anyway. So she was telling me that she met this guy during the pandemic and they've been FaceTiming every night and just like talking and getting to know each other, and they have like deep conversations late into the middle of the night, and they cook on FaceTime together and all of these things, right? Which, by the way, I think what people don't realize is that really is the basis of a good relationship, is building a friendship. Because typically when you go on dates, you only see each other like once a week, and the conversation is like kind of forced, and you're at a restaurant and like you only have 2 hours, and I don't know. It works, obviously. Dating works, right? But what she was telling me was, because of the pandemic and the way they got to know each other, is like they talk so much more than they would typically talk if they were just dating. They live about an hour apart from each other. They have seen each other in person, but most of their relationship has been on FaceTime. So she was saying that they've only been talking for like 8 weeks, but they talk every day and they FaceTime every day, and they spend hours on FaceTime. They like the same shows. Sometimes they watch TV together and they just sit on FaceTime, like having dates. They buy the same ingredients. It's a little corny, but like also kind of cute. They buy the same ingredients and then they cook together, and they cook the same dinner. And they just send each other articles to read. They're both very interested in politics. They're interested in religion. They have, whatever. So she said to me, I think I love him. And I was like, okay. And she was like, you have nothing to say. No judgment. No, you're not going to clown me. How could you love him? You've only known him for 2 months. Like, whatever. I'm like, no, why would I clown you? I've loved people I've hung out with for a weekend. She's like, what? I'm like, I have met girls, friends, not like girls I want to sleep with, but just like friends that I have spent a weekend with on like a girls trip or whatever and realized I love this woman. I love her. I think there's different degrees of love. There's certainly different levels in which we fall in love. But I think love is the natural emotion, the natural feeling between two human beings. That's literally what God created us for, was to love one another. It is our life experience and our vulnerability that puts walls up to prevent love. But our instinct is to love. We're the ones that are like, we can't love him because the timeline doesn't match up. I can't love him because society says we have to be dating for 6 months before we can say I love you and blah, 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 blah. And I don't want to say I love you first. He has to say, you know, he loves me first and blah, blah, blah. And that's right, Lori Oliver. If we can hate people in an instant, why can't we love them in an instant? So she and I were talking about it, and I'm like, you realize because she believes in God, she's a Christian. I said, you realize that's God created you for this exact experience. God created you to meet one of his children and love each other through whatever hard time it is. Now, maybe he's not your forever love. He may not be your lobster. He may not be your Michael. Yes, Mary, agreed. Mary and I met, and immediately there was an energy and a love immediately. I was like, I love this girl. I love this girl. Like, I left that, Apollo or wherever we were. I don't remember. But I loved you. Thank you, Kayla Cutler. I love you too. But like, you can love people. It's only society that says, oh, you've only been talking 2 months. There's no way you could love each other. But I'm sorry. I love you too, Drew. If you are talking to somebody every day, you're cooking together, you're watching shows together, you're sharing articles, you're praying together, right? If you're praying together and you're both like, yeah, no, it's all an energy. It's all right. Reason, season, or lifetime. He may not be your lifetime, and that's okay. How many girlfriends do you have that you love for a season and you really love them for like a year and then things fade out or things happen? Doesn't mean you didn't love it. I love you too, Marcia. But so anyway, I love, honestly, I know you guys are going to be like, oh, this girl. I love everybody. I really do. I love everybody. Like, I meet a dog and I'm like, I love this dog. I don't need to know the dog for 2 months. I just love the dog. Did you ever see a baby and you're like, oh my God, I love this baby. I love this baby. That's a real feeling. You may not be in love. You may not want to adopt the baby. You're not the baby's mother. It's not the mother love, but you just love. I met Mary, loved her, met her kids, loved them. It didn't require a courting process. I was just like, Christian, Brandon, Mia, love you. I love you. I don't need a thing. So again, you can know you love someone in a few weeks and then understand they may not be your forever love. She may love this guy and love him for a year and then move on. But we have to learn to love with no regrets. We look at love like a commodity. I gave you love and you hurt me. That doesn't matter. You're called to love. That is your calling. That is why you were created. What they do with your love is their journey. You are called to love. That is your only calling. Sometimes it's romantic, sometimes it's platonic, sometimes it's for a dog, sometimes it's for your neighbor's kid, sometimes it's for fucking plants. I don't care. You are called to love. It's why you were created. Let it out. Like, we feel like we got to hold it in. We can't give it away. We can't say it. It's got to be a thing. Blah, 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 blah. I love everybody. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. It doesn't water my love down. It doesn't make my love any less lovey. You can love more than one person at a time. It's a bunch of bullshit for people to go like, if you really love me, you couldn't love anyone else. That's not true. I love my husband in a very specific way. I love Michael like, all right, you're my life guy. I'm going to love you forever. You're my life guy. I'm not in love with you all the time. I don't even want to make out with you all the time. Sometimes, like, your balls smell, like, you know what I mean? Like, so you know what I mean? Like, but I love him forever. That's my baby daddy. I'm going to love him forever. Like, but I'm not the love, you know, I've met other people where I'm like, damn, I really love this person. I'm a loving person. So I say this to you to say, if you meet somebody and you feel like you want to love, just love. Because that's your calling. That's your wiring. Don't push away God's calling for you. Don't push away the way you were created. That's like trying to write with your left hand when you're a righty. You can't do it. It feels weird. That's why when you fight love or you try to act like you can't love or you don't love, Lovey. Lovey. I know you hear me. Lovey. I love you. I love you too, babe. I love you too, babe. So I told her, love him. Love him. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks. Don't worry about how long y'all been together. Don't worry about whatever. Just love him now. Just love him. Who cares? And if you don't want to tell him, show him. It's more important to show somebody that you love them than it is to tell them. Don't get me wrong, verbal affirmation is important. But I've been telling y'all I love you for 6 years. And I do. I love you so much every day. I love you. When you see me in the airport or in the supermarket and you're like, oh my God, I love you. I believe you. I never think, oh, this woman doesn't love me. She's just saying that. I literally believe you. Yes, of course you love me because I love you. What if they're married? Still love. I don't care what anybody says. Is it right? No. But can it still be love? Yes. Also, a little good news on the vaccine front. My girlfriend is a nurse and got the vaccine, and they did an antibodies test for her on day 2, no antibodies. Day 4, no antibodies. Day 6, no antibodies. Day 8, antibodies. She has never had COVID. She has had the vaccine, and her body is showing antibodies to the vaccine. You do not get it without talking to your doctor. But the good news is it's working. Amen. Hallelujah. I love you all very much. Very much. Truly. Have a great, great day. Oh, Tiffany, if you saw me in person and you cry, then I would cry and we'd both be crying together. Just so you know, I cry very easily. Just so you know.